Programming skills using C, lecture number 15. During this lecture, we are going to deal with the matrix data type. We will discuss what is a matrix data type, learn to declare matrix data type and enter data items into a matrix and display the contents of the matrix. That's all what we are going to do during this lecture. The first question therefore you are going to ask is, what is a matrix? And you know, we have dealt with arrays, the lists, and they are, now matrices are two-dimensional arrays. Arrays is just one list, some list of numbers like this. But matrices are, as you see here, they are two-dimensional arrays having rows and columns. In this, for example, here I have a 2 cross 3 matrix. That means there are 2 rows and 3 columns are there in which numbers are put. Maybe integers, maybe floating numbers, or different kinds of numbers, even our alphabets. For example, here is an example for a 3 cross 3 square matrix. That means there are going to be 3 rows and 3 columns in this matrix. So this we are going to deal with this. We will see how we are going to declare, and we are going to put numbers into this matrix, into these matrices, and print the content of this matrix, and then we will use these matrices for various purposes. Now the question I'm very sure you are going to ask, what are the applications of matrices? You know, matrices are very important in life. As you see here, matrices, they are used in graph theory. They are used in physics for find linear combinations of quantum states. In computer graphics, most of the computer graphics for the animation, for movement, etc., we use what is called for transformations of rotation, movement, etc. And for that, matrices are used extensively in solving linear equations. And these are very, very important. And these days we are talking about deep learning and machine learning, image processing, etc. In all these applications, neural networks, these matrices are used extensively. Therefore, understanding of matrices, how to declare matrices, how to use them for in various applications is very important. And we shall go through these topics. Therefore, the first question again, how do I declare a matrix data type in C? Just we give the type here, type may be integer, float, character, whatever it is, matrix name followed by number of rows and number of columns. This is what we are going to do. For example, here int A within square brackets. Please remember, square bracket has to be within square brackets. You say 3 cross 4 means there are 3 rows and 4 columns. As you see here, 3 rows and 4 columns are there into which you can insert numbers. Suppose we say float to B33, that means it's a square matrix. Name of the matrix is B, and into which I can have these floating numbers 2.0, 1.0, or any floating number could be there. So this represents therefore a 3 cross 3 square matrix. I could have also a matrix of character matrix. We have already used name 30. Now here I have got a matrix. When you say name square brackets 30, it is just one list into which one name could be inserted. But I have here a character matrix of 20 rows and 30 columns. That means there could be, you can insert 20 names of at the most 30 size. 30 alphabets, as you see here, Ashok, Leston, Rajat and Rani, etc. So these are the names which are inserted into a character matrix. So these are some examples of matrices. The next question therefore for us is, how do we insert numbers into a matrix? For that we are going to use this time for loop. We are already familiar with for loop. We are going to use, as you see, I need to use 2 for loops. One for the rows, the outer one is for rows. I is equal to 1 to 3, so it is for rows. And inner one is for the inserting into columns. So I start with, for example, I is equal to 1. Then I come inside j is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Let us see how we are going to do that. So this is the flow chart for inputting numbers into a 3 cross 4 matrix, 3 cross 4 matrix. This is for rows, this is for columns. Let us see. I is equal to 1. I have come here, I is equal to 1. And immediately it comes inside, j is equal to 1. So I input number. Where does it go? That is input A11. It will go, I insert 2. It is going there. Now j value becomes 2. Now it is the input A12. The number is 230 typed. It goes into 1, 2. And j becomes 3. Now input A3, the number I enter will go into 1, 3, and j becomes 4, and then this becomes 1, 4. The number goes into the fourth column of the first row. Now again it comes out because we have finished here. It comes out of the loop. I becomes 2, and then j is 1. And then I insert 7, j is 2, I insert minus 4, and j is 3, I insert 9, j is 4, I insert 0. Now we are finished again entering numbers into the columns of the second row. I becomes 3, and now again j is equal to 1, I enter 5, j is equal to 2, I enter 6, j is equal to 3, I enter 10, j is equal to 4, I enter 5. So this is how we enter numbers into a matrix. In this case, it is a 3 cross 4 matrix which contains 3 rows and 4 columns. Again, please remember, there are always going to be 2 loops here, one inner loop and one outer loop. Outer loop is for the rows starting from, in this case, starting from 1, 2, 3, and inner loop is for entering numbers into particular columns in a particular row. So this is how we are going to do. For example, here I have given you the thing. This is to input numbers. I have inputted those numbers. Then how do I print? I use the same formula for I is equal to 1 to 3, for j is equal to 1 to 4, and print aij. Here it was input aij. Here it is print aij. Then it prints this matrix containing the same numbers. So this is what you are supposed to do now. You have to input some numbers into a 3 cross 4 matrix and print the content of that 3 cross 4 matrix. Now in C code, we are using same. How we declare in C, we declare it as I've told you, we have to give the type and the name of the matrix and the number of rows and columns. So in C, therefore it becomes for I is equal to 1, I is equal to less than equal to n is the number of rows, and I plus plus incremented by 1. For j is equal to 1, j is less than equal to m, that is m is the number of columns. In that example I gave you as 3, 4 and j plus plus. Then scanf. Please remember only percentage, not 2 percentages. Some people think that I and j is there, therefore they should be 2%. No, I and j are just the indices for the rows and the columns. So you are entering one number, therefore it has to go. And don't forget to write ampersand here because you are entering numbers into this matrix of n rows and m columns. Then we come to the printing, again same thing, but here you have to make a difference. After printing all the numbers in the row, then it has to go to the next row. Therefore, you have to write always your printf/n, that means go to the next line. Otherwise, what will happen? It will print everything on the same line. It will not look like a matrix. Therefore, to look like a matrix, you have to add one printf/n, and then with that it will print the row, go to the next row, up to n rows. So that is what you are going to do. Now pause for some time. You have learned how to write the flow chart. Now you write a flow chart to input some numbers into a 3 cross 4 matrix and print the content of that 3 cross 4 matrix. I'm showing you the computer program. As you see here, we declare int I, j and a 5, 5. I have given you the maximum 5 rows and 5 columns, but we may not use that. We may use only 3, 4 as we are doing in this case. Clear? You give the title for this program, then you give instruction input numbers into a 3 cross 4 matrix. So therefore for I is equal to 1 less than equal to 3 I plus plus, then I enter number elements, the row, which row, and then for j, as you say, ampersand aj, and then you print the content of that matrix. So this is what we have done here, as you see. So input numbers into a 3 cross 4 matrix. I have entered 1, 2, 3, 4, gone into the first row, enter elements in the second row, 5, 6, 7, 8 I have typed, and enter elements of third row, 9, 10, 11, 12, and this is printed as 1, 2, 3, 4, first row, second row, third row. So this should be the output. You may enter some other numbers, but test. You write your code, you compile that code and run that code, execute that code and enter some numbers and see the display whether it is okay. So this is what you are supposed to do. Thank you.